Thank you for joining us for real estate news and updates for Greater Toronto Area. My name is Ray Azar and I'm broker manager of Homilo Realty Brokerage. Welcome to our channel. What is going on with the real estate market? We are going to dissect the latest news and information and let you know how it will impact the market in the near future. Please note, this is not real estate advice and we are simply voicing our opinion. That's regarding the market in GTA. If you are planning to buy or sell your property, please reach out to our professional real estate team or hire a professional real estate salesperson to help you. We keep you updated with the latest trends in the market and by providing you with accurate information, help you make the right decision regarding your real estate portfolio. Information is power, so let's stay on top of it. If you find our information valuable, please click on the subscribe button, like our video, and by pushing the bell, you will be notified of our future videos. The Bank of Canada has maintained its policy rate at 5% for the fourth consecutive meeting, stating explicitly that there won't be a need for an increase if the economy aligns with its forecast. The central bank sees a slowing economy and believes that past rate increases are sufficient to control inflation, hinting at the possibility of rate cuts in the coming months. Officials expect inflation to remain close to 3% over the first half of 2024, before declining to around 2.5% by the end of the year and returning to the bank's 2% target next year. Canada's economy is more rate sensitive than its peers due to the higher debt loads and shorter duration of mortgages. Most economists see the Bank of Canada cutting the policy rate by June, and traders are also placing similar bets. In our opinion, this will result in continuation of a slow market since these modest changes will not bring the buyers back to the market due to affordability issues. Therefore, the sellers have to be more aggressive with their pricing to sell their homes. We also heard the news about Canada's new student visa policy. The government is implementing this in an attempt to control housing problems and affordability issues. Canada's recent imposition of the 2-year cap on international student admissions will result in a 35% reduction in new study visas in certain provinces and raising concerns among experts. The move aimed at addressing housing issues and alleged exploitation by some educational institutions, and this may have marginal effects on housing prices. The broader implications on housing prices are expected to be limited due to the factors like high interest rates. This is closing the door to temporary residences, including international students, would deepen the recession and lower Canada's gross domestic product, while an increase in those numbers could help Canada avoid a recession altogether. There are going to be some consequences when it comes to overall economic activities generated by foreign students coming to Canada, as well as the negative consequences for post-secondary institutions in Canada who have backfiled a lack of financial support from the governments with tuitions from foreign students. Third item that we're going to talk about is the fact that Toronto could implement new speculation tax on foreign home buyers starting next year. Toronto's City Council is contemplating the adoption of a municipal non-residential speculation tax, which is called MNRST, as a measure to discourage foreign buyers and mitigate real estate speculation. If approved, this tax would impose an additional 10% on purchase price of a residential property beginning in January of 2025. The main objective is to protect housing supply, sustain affordability, and discourage international buyers, particularly those driven by speculative motives. That is what they are saying, but I think they don't mind collecting millions of dollars in additional taxes as a bonus. The proposed tax aligns with province's non-residential speculation tax, incorporating similar exemptions and refunds for foreign nationals transitioning to permanent residence. The MNRST is anticipated to contribute roughly $15 million to the city in the first year. The proposal is scheduled for discussion at the Executive Committee meeting on January 30th. Another item to talk about is that the City of Toronto announced a 10.5% property tax increase this week, warning it could be higher without federal cash injections. This will impact affordability and increase property taxes in Toronto, adding further qualification pressure for homebuyers. Finally, the City of Toronto approves new housing taxes and strategies to confront its funding shortfall. On September 6, 2023, the City of Toronto approved a new long-term financial plan outlining multiple new housing-related revenue strategies in order to facilitate the shortfall budget for 2024 and for the next 10 years. One of the major changes that stems from this approval is the new graduated municipal land transfer tax, or MLTT, rate for residential property that fall under category of high-value properties valued at $3 million and above. Effective January 1st, 2024, these new municipal tax rates shall be applicable and payable by individuals who purchase properties in the city in addition to the provincial land transfer tax. You will see brief outline of the new tax structure which will apply based on the property value on the screen. Properties up to $4 million will be taxed at 3.5%. From $4 to $5 million will be taxed at 4.5%. $5 to $10 million will be taxed at 5.5%. Properties from $10 to $20 million will be taxed at 6.5%, and anything above $20 million will be taxed at 7.5%. And keep in mind, those numbers are staggering. The initial MLTT came into effect on February 1st, 2008. As mentioned in our conversation, such a tax structure is applicable to the purchase of properties in the city in addition to the provincial land transfer tax. For properties under $4 million, the MLTT remains taxable under the following rates. Properties up to and including $55,000 are at 0.5%. Properties between $55,000 to $250,000 will be taxed at 1%. Properties between $250,000 to $400,000 will be taxed at 1.5%, and properties from $400,000 to $2 million will be taxed at 2%. Properties that exceed $2 million will be taxed at 2.5%, up to those numbers that we discussed. The city's financial plan is further considering the possibility of increasing the vacant home tax rate from 1% to 3%, taking the same steps as Vancouver, which raised its version of the vacant home tax rate to 3% in 2021. Additionally, the city is considering introducing a foreign buyer land transfer tax, an emissions performance charge for buildings, and an additional land transfer tax for individuals who have purchased multiple properties within the city. It never stops. I understand that the city has a shortfall of budget, but trying to squeeze it out of the homeowners with additional taxes has a limit. And these additional pressures will result in everything falling apart and blowing up in their faces. I think rather than collecting more money from homeowners, the city should think about balancing their budget. By cutting the bureaucracy and redundancy, cutting costs is the only viable solution. So, a look at the market tells us that towards the end of last year, housing inventory dropped rapidly. However, January has brought a resurgence in activities, including in some area we see some multiple offers, signaling increased competitiveness compared to the previous year's end. Although it might be too early to confirm rising prices, properties are selling at perceived reasonable levels, but we think this is not sustainable. The current market trend suggests a more positive outlook for real estate owners. Predictions for late 2024 don't foresee significant price surges or record sales volumes, but there's an overarching sense of improvement from the previous year. Conversations with buyers and sellers indicate a readiness to act rather than wait for external factors. The impact of mortgage renewals and specific market conditions in Toronto and across Canada is eagerly anticipated. While January figures are expected to surpass December's, a typical seasonal occurrence is always does the same. So we've seen this in the past. The upcoming spring market, traditionally viewed as a prime time to enter the market, introduces uncertainty. Although some people are optimistic that prices are expected to rise compared to the current situation, numerous variables that we discussed and question marks that we have could influence the market's trajectory. Here at Homula, we give you the facts and let you know when it is the right time to get into the market. Rather than following everyone else, take advantage of the market. When people are selling is the time to buy, not vice versa. If you enjoyed this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell. Now if YouTube comes up with some bells and whistles, press those ones as well. This was a production of Homula Realty. If you are planning to buy, sell, or lease a property, contact us and one of our knowledgeable team members will be able to help you. If you like to get in touch with me directly, just follow the instructions on the screen. My direct number is there. Feel free to check out our other videos and see you next time.